The level of entitlement today is off the charts. You guys already know that there are a bunch of individuals today who believe in their mind that they are owed something for no reason at all other than the fact that they believe that they are owed something. And they don't think that they have to do anything in order to earn it. There's a creator who really got online and asked that women be protected whether or not there is any proof.
Can we normalize protecting black women without needing proof of any trauma?
I believe that this entire thing was directed towards men, but even more specifically black men, because in the video she says protect black women. Now, I could be wrong because we're talking about an individual who comes across as very entitled and demanding. So maybe she's talking about all men. I also don't know exactly what she means by traumatic experiences. She didn't elaborate, but either way, what would make you think in your mind on God's green earth that any man that doesn't know you from a can of paint would potentially risk his life, his freedom, his job, his livelihood, or his reputation standing up for anyone that they don't know or they don't have the backstory to what's going on? The only people that I believe deserve that kind of blind protection are children who cannot defend themselves. And even that has limitations because some of these teenagers are out of control. They have bad behavior and they will not hesitate to get violent with an adult and misbehave. When someone is just walking into a situation where a conflict is already going on, it's best to stay out of it and call the law. That man doesn't know if you're a liar, if you are a thief, if you were the aggressor or an instigator. They don't know if you have a weapon. They don't know if the other person has a weapon. It could be a domestic dispute. I mean, the scenarios are endless. And I am sure that we all remember a couple of years ago, the brick lady situation, where the young woman accused a man of hitting her in the face with a brick because she supposedly rejected him and his advances. Now, all it took was just a little bit of time for her story to start unraveling. She allegedly made the entire thing up. But at the time when she initially came out with her story, there were so many women calling out men, asking why none of them rushed to help her, why they just stood around. There were some women who were just absolutely losing it over men not jumping in to help. And I definitely feel like they were in a rush to judgment, and it just backfired. Listen, people today are more violent than ever. So when I hear a woman make a blanket statement like this, protect women or protect black women at all costs, my first thought is, why do you even feel so strongly that you need protection? Most of the time, if you go somewhere and you behave like a civilized adult with the ability to control your emotions, you're not prone to get in any type of altercation that you would need protection from an individual. Are you a woman that's just going to the grocery store, the farmer's market, walking around the park, or are you hanging out in the club, hanging out at bars, getting drunk and around a bunch of people that you don't know? Because it does make a difference. I would think that you would stay away from places where you feel like you could potentially be in danger. And as a wife to someone that cares about their husband, I wouldn't want to put my husband in a situation where he has to protect me using violence, or someone feels the need to use violence towards him. Why would you encourage a man to be in that position? This is why I try to be well-mannered and non-confrontational when I am out in public. What she's asking for out of men is something that usually comes with having a husband. You can't be strong, independent, don't need no man, and then turn around and demand benefits of being the opposite of that. What do you want? If you choose to be single, fine. That is your choice. But when you find yourself in a situation, don't expect random men will be around to save you. Unfortunately, at this point, your best bet is to just call the police. We don't live in a time where it's like it was back in the day where men would just stick their neck out there to help a woman. But women today also are not the same as they used to be. Don't have the same mindset. Things are different now. And just think about what you're asking for. If you were a mom of teenage sons or young men that are adults, would you want them to stick their neck out there for every woman and any woman? This is the way that the cookie crumbles after decades and decades of telling men that you don't need them. It is what it is. Don't expect for men to just be your savior. It's not going to happen. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think that men should just go around protecting any and every woman? And I will see you on the next video.